Well, News Extra time on KNEB and brought to you by First State Bank, Scotts Bluff and Gering, and Kevin Mooney with our program this morning.
Thank you very much, Steve. Good morning, everyone. We're going to talk about things going on with the North Platte NRD, and even if you're an urban guy and you're in the city and you go, I don't need to listen to this, yes, you kind of do, to kind of know what's going on out in the rural area and what producers are doing and what these guys are doing in helping manage water around our particular area. John Berge is here. Seth Popp is also here. He's going to talk about this big telemetry project that they're going to announce tomorrow. But John, first of all, here is going to talk about a couple of other things that are going on right now. You're in the middle of two major processes, right?
Yeah, we are, and one of them is as important to urban people as it is to rural people, and that is our budget process. Our fiscal year ends on June 30th, begins again on July 1st, and we spend about 3.5-4 months of our year putting together that budget on the way that we can prioritize spending here for the district. When I first came to the NRD, our funding was about 60% provided by property tax and about 40% by state and federal grants. We've now flipped that, where we're about 40% property tax, about 60% state and federal grants to provide a little bit of relief to property owners here in the district. But it's important to note that we still spend $6.5 million, and a lot of that is locally collected property tax that comes out of your pocket, just as it does out of a farmer's pocket out in the country. And we'd like a little bit of input on that. I've been at the NRD for 3 years. Every one of those years we've had a budget hearing, and I think I've had a cumulative total of one person show up to those budget hearings. And you know, maybe we're doing that good of a job, but I'm convinced that there may be some people with opinions on how we spend tax dollars. So we'd invite people to make suggestions and get in touch with us if they're interested in that process. The second thing that we're working on right now is the basin-wide planning effort and the integrated management plan. Both of those are set to expire here in the next couple of years, and both of them are a lengthy process. So we'll be working with stakeholders from from the Wyoming state line all the way down to Columbus and the Platte Basin on how we can cooperatively manage the Platte River, and then we'll be working here in the district with stakeholders here on how we manage water in this district's boundaries. So if you're interested in those, you should get in touch as well.
All right, very good. We're going to take a break, and then Seth will join us here, talk a little bit about why this telemetry project they have is so important.
At First State Bank, we feel it's important to shop around for the best rate when it comes to purchasing your home.
Hi, I'm Kayla Cape, mortgage lender with First State Bank, and we want to help you get the house of your dreams so you can make it your home. We offer competitive rates, great turnaround times, and a friendly helping hand to guide you through the process. I invite you to come in and see why when we say we're big on you, we mean it.
First State Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
We're back on News Extra talking about the North Platte NRD with Director John Berge, and they brought along Seth Popp today. And one of the things they're going to announce, matter of fact, tomorrow, a big $750,000 grant from the Nebraska Environmental Trust to expand the district's telemetry program. And you go, well, what is that? So that's why Seth is here. Tell us what a telemetry program is, Seth.
Telemetry is basically remote reading of our flow meters, so we don't have to send field staff out to actually do it. Our system consists of a camera that sits on top of the flow meter, and then it's got a box with a solar panel, so it's all contained. And it's very low maintenance. It'll benefit water savings and all that. So
yeah, and it saves you guys from going out and doing it physically, which you used to do, right?
Absolutely.
Before this came along.
We have close to 2,000 flow meters, and it takes 6 or 7 of us about a month to read them. So this will save tremendous amounts of time.
Yeah. So when you get to have the cameras and they show you the reading and so forth, then you put this in a report that kind of details water use, right?
Yeah, actually, at the end of the growing season, we have our water use reports, but this will have a daily updated website that each producer will have a unique login that they can access. They can actually see the the daily readings of that meter. So, I mean, you get the 1 yearly report, but then you can have all of the daily reports too. So, I mean, it's a huge tool. There's graphs that can kind of show you, I mean, when you're using the most water and when you need to kind of cut back a little bit. And
yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, for example, right now, nobody should be using a whole heck of a lot of water after that storm, right?
Not after this weekend, no.
Okay. So, but the other thing is, later on in the future, you'll have the ability possibly for these users to, say if their pivot is going to be used for a day this week and they were out of town, they could remotely shut it off possibly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be outputs that can accommodate that, and I mean, also with the possibility of soil moisture probes and things like that. I mean, we could even actually turn each one of these into a weather station if we needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, and with all that, I mean, that's a massive amount of information that could very well benefit a lot of people.
All right. Better water use, and once the users have more information on their water use, they're probably going to use less water, right?
That's the goal.
That's the idea. Okay. All right, we'll give it back to John. So this is a pretty big announcement, and most of this project's over $2 million, and most of this is going to be funded through grants, not tax money, right?
Right. We figured at the beginning of this process that the entirety of the meters, the nearly 2,000 that Seth talked about, were going to cost us a little over $2 million, in the $2.5 million range. With these funds from NET and some cooperative funds that we've gotten from the Department of Natural Resources, along with a very nominal local match on our part, we're right at about $1.3 million, so we're about halfway there. We're actively seeking new grant dollars to complete this project, but our hope is to have every meter in the district done sometime in the next 4 to 5 years. This project will have 861 meters done by the end of 2019. We're going to have about 300 done by the end of next year. So,
all right, that's fantastic. All right, so there you go, a little preview of what they're going to talk about tomorrow at the press conference when they announce this big grant that helps with this project. John, Seth, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks.
You bet.
Bringing you the KNEB Lawn and Garden Show, Saturday mornings at 9. This is 960 KNEB, Scottsbluff, Gearing, your trusted voice for news.